Let's welcome Tes Sobomehin Marshall to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about the concept of the race.
Well, the race was basically conceptualized by a group of running community leaders in the African American and Black running community, myself included. And it was basically birthed from conversations over the years of, hey, we should put on a race that really support some of the Black neighborhoods in Atlanta with such a rich history and culture in Atlanta, and also support some of those businesses and charities. So, after years of kind of having these conversations about it, a group of us decided to move forward and put the race on. So we launched the event in November of 2017, got massive national support, and here we are in August, less than 3 months away from race day.
And how long have you been directing races?
This is my 7th year putting on races, so it's an honor to be in the profession.
So how many races do you direct per year?
So that's grown significantly since the beginning, but as of today, Running Nerds LLC, which is my company, my race management company, we direct, produce, or manage 15 plus races. So we have several clients that we work for. Girls on the Run, Atlanta is one of our clients, Porsche Cars, North America, Mercedes-Benz, a couple of nonprofits in the Atlanta area, and then we have our own race series, the Run Social Race Series that we put on as well. So the race is definitely a passion project for us, but we're very excited about being so in-depth in the community.
Another thing that I like about the race and what you said in the Kickstarter was that the goal of the race is to produce Black excellence in the running community, right?
Yes.
So what is your idea of Black excellence, and how are you going to use this platform to showcase it?
Well, Nicole, that's a great question. I don't think anyone's asked it to me in quite that way. You know, the one thing that we have begun to say even more is that this will be an experience in Black excellence. And really what that is just the culture, who we are. And I also think it will showcase that at the end of the day, runners are runners. But, we do have a very rich culture, not only in Atlanta, but just as African American Black people. And I think that's going to shine and be exemplified through this event. From the level of support that we're going to show from the runners to the community, and from the community to the runners, through our expose of the Black-owned businesses, as well as just the fun and the experience it's going to be. I mean, we're planning on putting on a show for 13.1 miles, and it's going to be amazing.
Wow, it's amazing. When I first heard about it, I was excited. As you know.
You were very excited.
I was very excited. So Tes, tell me, why is fostering the Black running community so important to you?
Well, I mean, we've shown that we can support national running series. We can come in mass numbers and really tip the scales of the success of some of these races, and they're all great races. But, here's an opportunity for us to show that we can produce, direct, support, and create an event that will be a legacy event, that will be a nationally recognized event. So it is so important that we all support this event because we can. I mean, that's the real answer, because we can do it, and let's show we can do it.
That's right. Support. Has it been easy to get support from the African American community? And have you had people from outside of the African American community help out and support the race? Talk a little bit about that.
I don't know if I can comment if it's been easy, because to me, the support, the manifestation of support is registrations and sharing. Because I mean, our social media platforms, that's our voice. So whenever I see people sharing, taking the time out of their day to share something that we're asking them to share, you can share a ton of things. So I think a year from now I'll be able to answer that question better, because we're going to see how the event itself inspires people to want to share it with others. It's an inaugural event, and I'm a runner. I know how inaugural events can be. So I think we've done a great job of getting support from the African American running. I mean, no one that we've talked to about it has said anything but, wow, that's a great idea. We're down for it. It's amazing. And then in terms of getting support from the greater running community, absolutely. I mean, we've gotten an opportunity to talk to some of the running community leaders in Atlanta. Atlanta Track Club is one of our biggest supporters from day one. They said, what can we do to help? So we're excited about it. I mean, we haven't come up against really any negative feedback on this event at all. And honestly, there's nothing really to frown upon other than, we don't know what the weather's going to be like in October.
Exactly.
Yes.
There's a total of 31 states involved.
Actually, we're up to 33 now.
You're
I just
up to
looked at it
33.
yesterday.
Okay.
Yes.
33.
33
Wow.
states represented, and that includes DC. So.
Including
Yeah.
DC. Okay. So what's the significance of having such a wide range of support?
Well, again, our goal from day one was to put on a world-class event, not just an event for Atlanta, not just an event for the region. We have ambitious goals in year one to get 2,000 half marathoners to come to Atlanta to run this event. So, I think it's going to be important for us to establish a model for what we can do in our communities, how we can come together and be impactful in our communities. We hope that, this inaugural race will become something that people can come back to every year. But we also hope to inspire other cities to put on similar events. This will be the first. This will be the foundational event. And it's vastly important that we get the support from all over the country. And I'm going to identify what the other 17 states that are not represented, and we're going to call them out.
That's
We're
right.
going to figure out who they are.
Call
But
them
New
out.
York is the third largest state represented, so you be proud of that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yay, go New York.
New York.
With the support of 592 backers, correct?
And 19 of those were groups, so you times that by 10. So that's
Nice.
190 represented by 19 of those. So
Very nice. Okay, so with that support, the race raised about what,
73,000. I used to know the number by heart.
217.
Yes, you got the number?
That's what, about 122% of the original goal,
Yes.
right? Which is $60,000.
Yeah, 60 was the amount that we set because, again, that money basically equated to registration fees. So those folks that backed the race at the, we called it the toe the line level and above, their reward was a registration. So those all became registrations once we opened up registration. But we exceeded our initial goal of 60,000 because we had more people who pledged after we hit the goal. So that's what that was amazing. Like when we hit the mark and then just kept going from there, we really knew we were on to something with this
That's
event.
amazing.
Yes.
And all that happened within, well, you reached your goal in 37 days?
It was before the 37
Before
days.
37 days was up. I was trying to, because I was like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
it was
I
like
remember
late December,
panicking.
right after Christmas, I think, and then we had like an extra week to just keep adding on, more support.
What are some of the key decisions involved in the Back the Race campaign that helped ensure such a lofty goal would be met?
Well, I think the first thing, we reached out to everyone that we knew of, and I think you were included, before we launched the race to let them know this is what we were doing. We were obsessive and obnoxious on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, word of mouth, emails, just making sure that all the key people knew what was going on. But really, it was the people. Once people got wind of it, that first 100, we really highlighted that first 100 backers, and those folks really helped spread the word. It was the each one, reach one method really helped. But just getting the right people talking about the race, I think, was the absolute key. With any Kickstarter campaign, and for anyone who's familiar with Kickstarter, you start off really hot, and then there's this like kind of lull period. And remember, we were over Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. So, we were asking people to think about something that was happening in October over Christmas, But the people responded, and they showed us that this was an event that they wanted to see happen.
Okay, talk a little bit about the race's promotional stops. It started in June, right? June?
Actually, we did our first event was, well, I did the Austin Marathon earlier this year, so pretty much anywhere I go, that's a promotional stop. So I'll say Austin was our first, and then we did New Orleans in early March. We went to Selma for the inaugural Selma to Montgomery relay, which was amazing. We went to Washington, D.C. We've been to North Carolina, and then we're here now in New York.
Okay, so has it been an impact?
Oh, I'm sorry, we did go to Chicago as well. Yeah.
Has it been an impact with you actually going to places as opposed to promoting on social media?
Yeah, well, we're doing all that too, but I think the visiting the different cities and actually meeting people in person and letting them like talk to you and ask you questions. I mean, there's nothing more valuable than talking to people. And the coolest part is meeting the backers and meeting the people who are already registered, because they get so excited. And, you know, again, those are the folks that are going to make this event happen, the people who believe in it and are willing to share it.
You guys have a lot of information about where the funding is, how the funding is allocated on your website. So I noticed that much of the funding raised covers security.
Yes.
Particularly for the Atlanta police officers. Other than safety reasons, what are some of the benefits to having local police officers involved in an event that showcases the positive aspect of the lives of African American men and women?
Well, I mean, for me, I have a great relationship with the Atlanta Police Department. I mean, again, I put on several races in the city of Atlanta. And it's just great peace of mind knowing that they're out there. And a lot of our officers, they work races all the time, so they're going to be your cheerleaders. They're not only looking out for your safety, but they're making sure that the runners have a great experience. And, you know, we'll make sure our head of security, Captain Tim Ewing, he actually is the coordinator for the Peachtree Road Race. So he knows how to motivate and get those officers involved. And we'll make sure they know these are a lot of folks coming from out of town. So we want them to feel welcome. And Atlanta does have a very large African American police officer population, and I'm sure a lot of them will be proud to be working this event. So, but yeah, that's very, very important. And, you know, we take a lot of pride in our police officers that secure us during these races, because we're running through the city. It's not like we're running on back roads or trails in the woods. We're on city streets that normally would have cars, so we need them.
So a portion of, what, $5 of every race registration will be given directly to community charities and organizations within the surrounding, like the surrounding neighborhoods of the race. Can you give any specifics on those charities?
So we have I've identified 3 Charitable Impact Fund partners. And these are 3 organizations that impact the communities that we're running through with their programming and services. It's Westside Future Fund, the LIFT organization, L-I-F-T, and the Carrie Steele Pitts Home.
It is a community with a proud history. It's the place where Martin Luther King grew up. There are multiple generations living on the west side of Atlanta who love the west side of Atlanta.
The people in these communities still have hope, still have aspirations, still care about the same things that we all care about.
We were founded in 1888 as an orphanage by a woman named Carrie Steele. Miss Carrie Steele found abandoned children in downtown Atlanta, and from those very humble beginnings, Miss Carrie Steele knew that children, especially children that suffered the loss of their parents, that were abandoned, deserve the very best.
They've served the needs of children through post-Reconstruction, through 2 world wars, through the Great Depression, through legalized segregation, and now through the challenges of modern life. It's an honor for me to serve on the board of the Carrie Steele Pitts Home.
So I won't go into detail. You guys can definitely check out their websites and our website to find out more information. And then we have several charities and organizations that are going to be volunteering and helping us to create a successful race environment, and we'll be giving smaller donations to those charities and organizations. And then in turn, with them helping us, we also want to help them not only monetarily, but also support their programming and the things that they're doing in the community. So it's I think, a very unique model of charitable impact, because it's not just us handing them a check and saying, hey, thank you for whatever. We want to help them spread their mission and also create a relationship with them. We want to give our runners an opportunity to serve throughout the year within those organizations wherever they feel moved to do so.
Awesome. The race's success not only depends on runners and walkers, but also the time and talents of volunteers.
Yes.
So where can we go to find out more information on how to get involved?
Well, everything you could possibly ask for is on our website, which is the Race UC, which stands for the Unity Collective. So the race, the letter U, the letter C.com. So you can link to volunteer as an individual, and then we also have an opportunity if you want to set up a group. If you do want to set up a group, you can email our volunteer coordinators at theracevolunteers@gmail.com, and they can set you up as a group. But we have lots of need. I think we calculated we're going to need over 300 volunteers from start to finish to make the event a success. So if you're running the race, you can volunteer on Friday at the expo as a greeter, as a packet pickup, as a liaison to help runners figure out where they're going. And then, of course, on Saturday morning, we're going to need water stations, finish line, a start line, volunteer check-in, gear check, so all the jobs you can think of we're going to need. And we want people who want to be there. You know, it's an early morning. You got to have a lot of energy at 6, 7 in the morning. So if that sounds appealing to you, go to theraceuc.com and sign up for a volunteer slot.
Yeah, all you morning people sign up.
Yes. Yes. And we would love to have visitors from out of town come and volunteer with us too. So if you have folks coming to cheer you on, ask them to volunteer because they'll be right there on the course. They'll see you at some point during the course and help at the same time.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Yes. Thank you for having me. And thank you again for all your continued support for all of this. Everything that you guys do here is amazing. And you know, you have a fan base in Atlanta, so thank you so much.
Oh, yay. We love you, Atlanta. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and like Conversation P.A.C.E on Facebook. I'm Coach Nicole, and I want to thank you for letting us bring you up to speed at Conversation P.A.C.E.